Barakati Yahawa, Barakati Yahawashi, Barakati Yahawa, Barakati Yahawashi, Barakati Yahawa, Barakata Yahawashi. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors, apostles, and elders of great stone, peace and salutation to you, beloved Akim, that is pushing his word in sincerity and truth with humiliation all across the four winds. To you I salute. This is the brother Desire one back at you with a quick lesson. And just was reading this the other day through the Spirit. All right. When the scripture say this, and when the scripture says this, all right. This is 2nd Esdras 15:1-2. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." All right, these words are faithful and true. Okay, and these words, who is the word? Yahawashi. All right, Yahawashi is the word. All right, as we know. All right, he's the word of the Most High in the flesh. All right, let me get that. These words are faithful because the word is Yahawashi. All right. All right, John 1:1. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with power, and the word was power. John is quoting in Genesis, the 1st chapter, when you see God here, it means Elohim, angels, judges, or he's quoting on Genesis. All right, let me get it quick. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now you see God, you mean powers, angels, the Elohim. It means the Elohim. All right, the Elohim. All right. John 1:1 again. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the same was in the beginning with power. And all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Right? Right? Let me jump to verse 14. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld this glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. You see that? And the Word was made flesh. All right. Okay. Yahawashi is the Word, what is faithful and true. All right. Faithful and true. Yahawashi is the Word, was faithful and true. All right. These two precepts. There's Psalms 40:7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. Hebrews 10:7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O power. He come in the volume of the book. It is written of him. So you got to believe on what is written. All right. You got to believe what is written. All right. Okay. You got to believe what's written. All right. Now let's get to show you Yahawashi. Now we proved that Yahawashi is the word of the Most High, right? Right? And these words are faithful and true, right? Now I brought it out in 2nd Esdras 15:2, and cause them be written in paper, for they are faithful and true, right? Who's that speaking about? Yahawashi. For they are faithful. There's these words. Yahawashi is the word. Let me prove it. Scripture say, prove all things, and precept guide be upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Check this out. This is Revelation 19 and Revelation 19 and hold on, it's a lock here. I just had it. And 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white house. All right. Now this Yahawashi. All right. cracking over those eastern skies. All right, coming from the fourth dimension in the fathership with those innumerable. He come back with those innumerable amount of angels, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, the chariot. All right, and he that sat on him was called Faithful and True. All right, and in righteousness doth he judge and make war. So Yahawashi, the Lord is sending his son back. In righteousness he doth judge and make war. He's coming back in that fathership, all right, to take down Esau and his wicked kingdom and deliver the hopeful elect. All right, but the point here, he that sat on him is called Faithful and True. All right, the same faithful and true when you read 2 Ezra 15 and 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Because remember, Yahawashi is the word of the Most High. Okay, he is the word. So you got to believe on these. You got to believe on these words, what is written. All right, you got to believe on these words. You got to believe on these words. All right, because Yahawashi is the word of the Most High. All right, let's go. I wanted to look up something, right? When you go into the word faithful, it says trustee of persons who show themselves faithful in the transaction of business, the execution of commands, or the discharge of official duties, right? It says 2, easily persuaded, believing, confiding, trusting in the New Testament, one who trusts in God's promises, one who is convinced that Yahawashi is being raised from the dead. The resurrection, you got to believe in the resurrection. All right, you have to believe in the resurrection. All right, one who has become convinced. You got to be persuaded by your own mind that Yahawashi is the Messiah and the author of salvation. You got to believe that. You have to believe that. You got to believe in these words. Be convinced in your own mind, persuaded in your own mind. Because the time is going to come. Well, all we've been preaching about is going to be, you got, all you're preaching about is going to be manifested. And we seeing it now. But you're going to really, really, really see these things. Like, brothers being martyrs, Jacob's trouble, all these things. So you got to believe, what is written. Okay? But, through the Spirit, Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right? When you read Revelation 19:11, and I saw heaven open. All right? And behold, a white horse. Horse represents power. All right? Okay, that's the chariot, right? Because he's coming back with great power. I will not meet thee as a man. He see the side upon him was called faithful and true. He was called faithful and true. All right, because these words are faithful and true. Blemish in these. All right. Okay. So faithful and true, that's talking about Yahawashi. I just showed you in 2 Ezra 15 chapter and verse 2. All right. They faithful and true. All right, because the spirit of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. All right, so when we speak in the ears of His people prophecy, all right, we speak in the words of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi. All right, and they're gonna come to pass, because whatever comes of this mouth wouldn't return unto Him void. All right, but I just want to bring that out to the spirit and power of Yahawashi, Bashem Rakakodas. Yeah, man.